We're feeling pretty good. We're feeling pretty confident. It was kind of a shame almost to have that weekend off right now just because we were playing such good baseball, but at the same time we had some pitchers that needed the rest, and I think it will be good for us, but hopefully we can keep rolling into next week.
And you've pitched in 8 of the team's 9 games this season. You pitched in almost every game last season, it felt like at least. Talk about just having to be ready to go every game and what you love about the potential to pitch in every game.
Well, it's just exciting, like probably around the third or fourth inning, I start mentally getting ready for the game, and if my spot comes, then I'm ready. If not, then that's fine, but I just do what I can to keep myself mentally ready and both physically ready. Just a lot of long toss and just doing what I can to help the team win, whether that's playing or not playing. I'm there.
And then in a series like last week where you ended up winning all 4 games, what does it mean for you? You were able to contribute. You pitched in each game, even if it was just an inning here or there. What does that mean to be able to play in all 4?
It's a great feeling to be able to help your team win. I mean, if you can do anything to help contribute to the team, whether it's just being a good player on the bench or if you're out in the field, it's just exciting, and especially when you're winning 4 games in a row, like there's just nothing better than that out there.
And you guys kind of had a thing for road sweeps last year. You had 2 of them, and GNAC play really helped you win that regular season title. And you're already off to a good start with one this season. What are your plans for this week against Central Washington, another 4-game road series?
Well, we're not going to focus on all 4, just one game at a time, and our goal is to go out and get that first game Friday and then take it from there. Our Johnson has looked excellent, so he will be great to start us off, and I think he'll really go out and set the tone. And then Cooper at the end has been awesome as well, so I think just having those 2 guys right there to be able to start it and end it has been awesome for it. I mean, it's a grind for us. We travel a lot, so just getting those young guys used to being on the road and just letting them know what it takes to be able to be mentally ready and physically ready, especially when you've been on a bus for 16 hours. I think that our guys are really good at helping the young kids, and I think that we just have a really good veteran group that is there, and they know what we need to do to win games, and we have them virtually at every spot in the field. So,
do you have a favorite scenario of coming into the game? Would you rather it be a really close game and you need to get a team out of a jam, or are you comfortable pitching a couple innings with a solid lead? What really gets you excited?
I like going in when it's a jam. I think there's just so much more adrenaline when you go out there and you know that you need to get that out, or even if it's just one batter, if it's a whole inning, it's just exciting. Like last weekend when we had runners first and second, I mean, we were down, but it's still like I needed to get those outs, and just doing that is just exciting to me. I'd rather do that than go out and throw a full 9-inning game personally.
And talk about that connection that you have. You're sort of the middleman between the starter and getting the game to the closer. Talk about how the pitchers work together in terms of you taking over for a starter or even another reliever and then handing it off to a closer.
I think our pitching staff is pretty comfortable with everybody. Like, they feel comfortable handing ball off to me, and I feel comfortable with everybody that else is behind me. So just having faith in your teammates is huge to success, and I think we're great at that.
Well, at Miles Community College, I feel like we do a lot of the same things here. We emphasize a lot of the same, I guess, strategies and everything, especially with hitting, staying late, hitting through the ball. I just feel like it's kind of like the same thing. Pitching's obviously a little more competitive at this level, but as long as we stay within ourselves, like, we'll have success.
And what were some of your expectations coming into the program, coming into this level, and who have been some of the guys that you've leaned on to show you the ropes and help you succeed?
Well, I talked a little bit to Jake Mills. He graduated last year from MSUB, and he told me that this program is very competitive and has a lot of success, and so I expected that straight off the bat, and it hasn't disappointed. We have 4 incredible outfielders this year, and so it feels like we're always trying to fight for a position, but at the same time we're supporting each other in our successes. And so I just feel like my expectations for this program, they've been fulfilled. We're very competitive, especially through these first 9 games, and I'm looking forward to going into our GNAC games.
And you guys went 2-3 in your opening 5 games, and then you went on the road and swept Metro State. What kind of adjustments did you guys make? Was it a matter of just getting some games under your belt to succeed in that second series?
Yeah, I felt like it was just getting games under our belt. I feel like our pitching showed up this past series. Everyone did their jobs, and we barely had to use our bullpen. And so our bats came through as well. We had close to 50 hits, I believe, in 4 games, which really helped out our pitchers. And when our pitchers pitch great games and we hit the ball, we're going to win. So.
And this week you have your first GNAC games against Central Washington on the road, a 4-game series. And you're aware the Jackets won the regular season title last year, and you've never played a GNAC game. But what are your expectations, and what's the vibe around the team, knowing that you're the reigning champs and you open conference play this weekend?
So I feel I followed MSUB a little bit when I found out they were interested in me last year, and I noticed how competitive this league was. I saw that there was, like, within one bad series or one good series, you could go from the top to the bottom. And so I just feel like it's going to be competitive no matter what our records are, what their records are, and I feel like it's going to be a pretty fun matchup.
Well, I think the biggest thing that we've been working on is just trying to get all the way healthy. We've had a few guys banged up. So last week, really, we just kind of went back to square one, worked on skills, and just really focus on the fundamentals for 4 or 5 days, and then scrimmage a few times, try to stay sharp and keep the guys seeing some live pitching, and hopefully come into this weekend rested and healthy and sharp enough. I mean, the difficulty with any bye weekend during the season is that hitters like to hit. They like to play every weekend, so it's always a challenge when you have some time off, but. I think the other thing about it is, it's such a grind. The season's such a grind, such a long season where you're just, especially for us, where the trips are all long. So, rest is always good. So I guess that's our viewpoint.
And off to a 6-3 start on the season, coming off a 4-game road sweep at Metro State. In your first 5 games of the year, the pitching was there at times, but it was a little inconsistent. What was the difference in that Metro State series, pitching-wise specifically, a much better 4-game set?
Well, I think the simple version is we just threw more strikes, and really, to me, like, I believe in our guys and that we have good enough stuff to get guys out if we throw strikes. There's going to always be days where you get hit around, especially young guys that don't have a lot of experience. But, when you lose games, you want to lose when the other team beats you, and not by walking guys and not by making errors. So I think that was the thing that we did a better job of this last weekend, is we didn't walk a lot of guys and we didn't make a lot of crucial mistakes defensively. So, which then just gives you a chance to just compete and kind of let the best team that day win the game. So that's really our goal, is to go out and just not beat ourselves and stay in our approach and try to play a game that suits our team.
And last season you had 2 GNAC series sweeps in 4 games, and they both came on the road, and then preseason you already have one this year. What makes your team so competitive on the road, and why have you had so much success?
I think being a veteran team helps us with that a little bit. We talk a lot where all of the GNAC games are double headers. I mean, double headers just have a tendency to split, and the team that can force the action there and not allow that those games to split when you've won that first game, to get a sweep just on the day. And then really, as far as a 4-game series, it's really hard to sweep a 4-game series. So I feel like you have to catch some breaks, and you have to really just have the mental toughness to just play it like it's a one game that matters, and where the GNAC doesn't have an AQ at this point. Each game does matter, whether it's a league game or a non-league game. I mean, each game matters at the end of the year. So just trying to take that approach, keep it simple.
And then how do you carry that over this weekend against Central Washington, your GNAC opener for the season? It's 4 games on the road. What's your message to the guys?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that regardless of how good or bad you're feeling about how the last week went or the last game went, is just to be confident in what we do and stay humble, keep working hard. We know that Central is going to have a good club. They have a very talented club every single year. So, it's going to be a battle. Their place is a tough place to play. Anywhere on the road in the GNAC's a tough place to play. So, just really go into it like we're 0-0 on the season, and just try to go get game 1 and then kind of take it from there. I guess really try to simplify the approach. I would rather be 0-9 and win our first 15 GNAC games, honestly. So I think you don't want to play too much into what's happened the last 2 weekends. It's a new start for everyone.